Hey, lovelies. This is Janelle, the relationship coach behind the Successful Invisible. And I want to welcome you to today's episode of Ish I Saw on TikTok: Self Hate, Fetishization, and False Preference, the Real Conversation Black Men Avoid. Trigger warning: this episode includes racially charged language, internalized bias, and conversations around fetishization. Viewer discretion is advised. And take breaks if you need to, because this can get kind of heavy. So let's get into it. So, in today's dating environment, we see this very often, especially in like TikTok and other social media, where one person is dating someone solely based upon their race. You can see black men doing this very often. You can see white women doing this very often. Hell, with the Danish deception recently, you see black women doing it very often. And this is something that we need to look at and understand why people are seeking this connection and why are they sometimes seeking an escape route, let's say, from their own insecurities or deep seated need for external validation. This isn't about blame. It's about understanding some of the components behind the quote unquote attraction, the hidden motivations people rarely want to admit, and the racial dynamics that quietly shape some of today's modern dating mishaps and relationships.
They're only dating black guys because white guys don't want them. A lot of white women who date black guys, it's not because we're their preference, it's because white guys don't want the has-beens or the trash of the white community. Everybody knows that black American men are the trash collectors. We'll date anybody who's non-black. We'll date the other community's trash. For example, if a woman's overweight, white men don't want that. If a woman has a bunch of kids, white men don't want that. If a woman has an independent mindset, white men don't want that. If a woman has a whole past, like an openly whole past, like a porn star or something, most white men don't want that. They don't want to start a family with that. So those types of women typically date black men because they know white men don't want them. And then we get a big ego from it thinking that they're naturally choosing us. It's not a natural choose. It's them getting with whom they can get with. They know that black American men are the trash collectors. We'll collect everybody's trash.
See, nobody marries and lusts for non-black women than rich niggas that know if they worked at the Coca-Cola plant, they couldn't get this woman. I'm OJ. And every time, these white folks show you niggas where you stand when you dealing with you tell me, how is it logically possible that a man who spent his entire career playing football, learning how to play football and be great at playing football, can marry a woman for a year and a half, bro? A year and a half is, what's this, November? That's May of 2024, my nigga. You can remember what you was doing. If you over 18 years old, you can remember what you was doing May of 2024 right now. You can describe it to the detail. You can go right in your picture. Damn, man, 2024, I was in Phoenix, man. I was chilling. Well, that's that time Poochie grandma died, man. 18 months, bro. Not years, not 5 years, not 7 years. But yet, you've been scammed again. And what's with you niggas needing a Latin woman? Who told you that Latin and Hispanic women was better than black women? Is your mama Hispanic, nigga? See, the problem is, again, I told you niggas, you hate the way you look in the mirror, so you don't want to produce nothing that looks like you. So the only way to produce something that doesn't look like you is to have a child by someone who doesn't have the same color skin as you. And we are the only race of people who do this in the world. And then we say, oh, love is blind, man. You a hater. I tell you what, right? You let a white man that's finna get drafted by the Detroit Tigers, just say a white guy that's playing baseball, makes $65 million. Ain't no way in hell he marrying a black man. His family would strongly advise against that. Because when you get married, that wealth is combined, whether it's hers or yours, unless a prenup is involved. And not only that, let's be honest, the majority of the time, 80% of the time, children naturally bond better with their mother's side of the family. I don't know why that is, but it is. So you got a baby by a Hispanic, all your money is going to the Hispanic community. So when you die, there will be no trace of celebratoriness or achievement for all your black struggle and all the black struggle of your ancestors, because you can't keep your dick out of a hot tamale because you hate yourself. See, a pretty black woman that didn't have nothing from the inner city would get labeled a gold digger if she dated an athlete. But we never say that about the Armenians and the Hispanics and the white women. And that's why I say, man, too many of you niggas got the wrong role model. You can be a great black man as a wealthy black man married to a non-black woman. You can be a kind man. You can be a great guy. I'm not going to judge you. But you cannot be pro-black leaving your wealth to a non-black woman. It's just not happening. Now, if you got $2 million and she got $1.5 million and y'all get married, man, do you? Do you, brother? I'm not the dick police. I'm speaking from terms of self-hate and generational wealth. You spend your whole time out on that football field busting your ass. Now, when you was a little ugly nigga with that nose ring and you hadn't made it to the NFL, and if you would have just been a DoorDash nigga, yeah, you could have fucked some bitches on some freaky fucking fetish shit, but they ain't finna marry you. They ain't finna have no baby by you. That money, I got to get me a Latina. Damn it, Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe. Yeah, I don't know what you niggas' obsession is with non-black women. And I'm gonna need to have a group think or an examination, and we really got to talk about the self-hate, because it's running rampant. It really is. And so to that I say, if you go make $1 million and you're on a trajectory to have $1 million, find you a sister from a stable family and build generational wealth. Don't leave generational wealth to a woman who mama swim over here from Nicaragua, nigga. You niggas is imbeciles.
What's going on TikTok? Today I got a list of things of racial insecurities in black men. Let's get to it. For number one, I have dating non-black women strictly due to the fact that you want biracial children. Listen to me when I say this, bro. There's a blessing with children at all. But if you strictly out here trying to have kids because you want them to be lighter skinned and have good hair, bro, you have self-hate issues. This one should be self-explanatory, but letting your non-black homies use the N-word. Like, come on, bro. I got non-black homies, bro. They know better than doing that shit. I'ma just keep it a beam with you. I'ma close rank Rick's notebook, bro. Them homies, they don't respect you, bro. And they not really your friends, bro. I don't call none of my other racial friends racial slurs, bro. It's just that thing out of respect. This one ties back into the first one, but not dating Afrocentric women or dark-skinned looking women. Any woman that just clearly looks black. Like, you phenotypically date women who look exotic or don't present as phenotypically as what you think of a black woman should look like. Basically, you date Eurocentric future women. All the diverses know what I'm talking about. All the black feminists know what I'm talking about when I say Eurocentric future black women, right? Here's another one. Get in the S curl. Like, come on, buddy. 3C hair, 4A, 4C, it's all good here, bro. Not loving your natural curl pattern is anti-black. Another thing, I didn't write it down in here, but telling black women, oh, you wear weave, but in the same vein, not dating a black woman with natural hair. It's weird, bro. That's all I got for y'all today. Like and comment. I'll make a part 2. Leave some stuff in the comments. I try to make it as quick as I can. Y'all have a blessed one. And just closing off my video with this, I already know y'all gonna come in my comments on some dumb shit just like this. What's wrong with us not trying to lay up with Shaniqua? We don't want them damn black women. You one of them pick-me's, ain't you, bro? What's wrong with us? We can't have preferences? Oh, you a pick-me, huh? Like, I know all the John Cannon disciples gonna come for me, but bro, I don't care about your preferences, bro. I just call shit how I see it, bro. There's beauty in every woman, bro, but when you strictly just bash your own race, bro, you weird.
Whenever a white woman says she likes a black man, I always question the hell out of that. If you pay close enough attention, whenever you see a white woman with a black man, they're always with a certain type of black man. It's very specific. They don't like the core of the black man or just black men in general. Every time I see a white woman with a black man, they always look a certain way. When it comes to a black man who is non-vulgar, well-educated in manner and extravagant vocabulary, they seem to always dodge those type of black men. For the sake of this argument, yes, some black women are like that too, which is unfortunate. However, it's nowhere near the proximity as white women. Always aim for the black man that has a vulgarous demeanor, mysterious, angry, perhaps violent, and live their life with no rules or repercussions at all. They have a taste for the adventure and the blatant disrespect that these types of black men have for anyone else or anything. These are the same type of white women that have kids with these types of black men and then be incredibly surprised when the father is not absent in their life. Because they're not just looking for a good black man. No. They are looking for a good time from a black man. They're looking for the type of black man that has a wild life, a sense of an adventure, and the biggest package. Obviously, it's not all of them. I've seen some white women with some incredible black men. However, the pattern needs to be acknowledged. If you are going to treat black men like an accessory because of their abilities and traits, if you will, then do not be surprised when you are presented with a fate that you are abhorrent of. Which begs the question, just like how white women can definitely fetishize black men, does that mean there are some black women in our community who can definitely fetishize black men over certain qualities? I believe so. However, black women always hold mutual love and respect for black men as a whole. But because of this fetishization and rejection when it comes to black men, there is a toxin that needs to be addressed. There are 3 things that we need to do. 1, acknowledge it. 2, address it. Then 3, combat it. Undeniably, this can cause some division between black men and women and even scare off some black men into dating outside of their race. Once we have established this between one another, then I am absolutely certain that we can move forward together as a black community. That's all I have to say on the matter. This is Onyx, and I'm gone.
I made that Hood is a lame video how long ago? Probably right when Love Island was coming to an end. And you know the best part about it? I've never even seen a single episode of that shit. Just clips. And I'm able to tell off that. But you know what's crazy is when you experience these type of people in the real world, it's almost like it's just a dead eye. Especially at their worst, it's just like a dead eye through almost every single person who starts to align with these types of behaviors. And I can't even, for the N-word thing, like on the stream, I don't even want to blame white people. Because that was probably a little like white kid on the other side of the phone, like a little white girl or something. But that's not who I want to blame in this circumstance. Might as well just blame Trump for that. You have to blame the black dude who's standing next to her. I'm pretty sure that's a black guy. And all the dudes who validate this type of behavior from girls who are just physically attractive because they want to sleep with them. Especially black men needing to like prove this thing like, oh, black women, you won't only be alone, but we're going to be with the other color women, and you guys are going to be extra lonely because you're going to see us happy in the ways you don't make us happy with these other women. Or like the other conversation that's been going down this week where like that white girl's like, none of my girlfriends wear condoms. So maybe that's the reason why you guys like the interracial shit so much. I don't know. Maybe you're actually in love. That could be a thing. Leave that door open. But this shit is hilarious, bro. Like just the pure racism that literally everybody has towards black people. And so many black people have just gotten to a point, especially like celebrity black people have just gotten to a point where they're just willing to sell off their self-respect like stocks in a company for the sake of being accepted or like having a chance to go public or whatever or around to white people. Going public in business terms around white people is like being accepted like into a country club or some shit. But one thing I realized is like a lot of the interracial relationships that I've seen, and again, this might not be you and you're in a relationship, but fuck it. A lot of the ones I've seen from when it comes to like a black man and a non-black woman, the non-black woman gets some level of satisfaction from seeing from the black man allowing her an opportunity to disrespect the black woman and not punishing her or not holding her accountable. You don't have to punish her either. You could just leave her alone because we don't mess with those people. I'll probably title this video here, if she doesn't like black women, like humanized black women, she'll never do anything other than fetishize you. I think I said that already. I'm not sure. But if she doesn't like our people like on a fundamental level and just fetishizes our culture, what we do, BBC shit. Like, she'll never actually like us as human beings, and you will only ever be a pawn for her to get what she wants, whether that's access through our community or the ability to shit on our community while still being perceived as part of our community because she has a fucking BBL. Like, if I think the issue is that a lot of you guys just don't have sex or like don't have relationships with women, but like if you did, you'd realize that so many of these hot girls, especially the ones that these celebrities and internet influencers have to pay to have access to, they're just lame as fuck. They're the lamest human beings on planet Earth, bro. They're mean, they're racist, they're homophobic, they're all types of oppressive. I mean, they're fortunate enough that they don't have to say words and their attraction comes from their physical look rather than their actual intellect. But there's nothing about these people that's worthy of any fucking thing, bro. Especially okay, everyone's worthy of respect, but when you lead with disrespect, I don't think you should be given the opposite. And mind you, this is gonna sound really weird because I know you're gonna want this conversation to be like, the N-word was said, hate white people. Black men, stop fucking girls just because they're hot. And I know I had to say it like that because this ain't no love making. Stop fucking girls just because they're hot and just because you need to get your rocks off, bro. And watch how much, especially these non-black women, literally crave for our validation. And watch how meaningless that is when we can just use our actual attention and energy to actually healing our community and taking care of the black women who exist with us. You don't have to date them or make love to them or none of that, but you have to fundamentally respect them. And anybody who sacrifices the self-respect of our black people, our black women, our black community, kick them to the fucking curb, bro, because they have nothing for us, bro. Like, the standard isn't that you only have to exist around black people. Dr. Umar couldn't even do that. The standard is that nobody is allowed to disrespect black people unless they have actual critique that they have a means of supporting us growing through. If they don't have that, bro, fuck them, bro. They could die in hell. Final thought here, because I still have to blow my fucking joint before I go back into work. What did Alandria do to deserve any of this? She's literally perfect. What the fuck has she done to deserve any of this? This is why I hate you guys. I hate anti-Blackness. I hate people who think that they're like, they want to be in the black community just to fetishize us. I hate you people that don't humanize us. I really just like, the world is so fucked up, bro. And imagine being black and autistic. It's like being a fucking alien. Like an alien jester who just exists to be like a nuisance or just like entertainment. I'm not saying she is, I'm saying I am. Like just imagine like all the other things that black people have to go through in addition to how much you guys just inherently hate black people. Like, you hate us so much, it's actually like our trauma, our suffering, our fear, our pain is like a joke to you guys. Like, it's funny to you guys. And then other people who want to be accepted by your lame asses fucking support it and validate it. Like, fuck all you guys. You guys are lame as shit, bro. Go burn, bro. Burn in the same hell that they said they were going to leave us for when these Christians thought they were going to get saved for the rapture.
Let's jump into my favorite part of all of the content I post on YouTube, and that's just my thoughts, where I get to kind of express what I feel about whatever we have read or gone over. So let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. So there's 5 main points and some sub points that I really wanted to bring out from these clips because this is kind of a heavy subject matter, and I know everybody kind of just brushes on it at the surface level, but there are layers to this. So let's get into it. So, point 1, racial self-hate and internalized anti-Blackness. A man's dating partners and dating patterns can reveal unresolved self-hate, insecurity about his identity, or a desire to distance himself from Blackness. These are the men who avoid dating women who look like him or visibly represent Blackness, dark skin, natural hair, Afrocentric features, etc. He idolizes Eurocentric partners, biracial children, or exotic, air quotes, aesthetics as inherently superior or safe. So, what I want you to do as a coach is to look at this and explore where these beliefs originated. If this sounds like you or sounds like someone you know, is this from family? Is this early rejection socially? Is this media, etc.? And then clarify how these internal wounds impact how you, if you are the person that engages in this, sees and treats black women. This is very important, and that black woman could be yourself. All right. A second point that I think is truly important to bring up here is fetishization and objectification by him or towards him. This is when a man's relationships may be rooted in fetishization rather than emotional connection. He chooses partners who sexualize blackness, aggression, or hypermasculinity. He ignores signs that he is being used as an accessory to rebellion, excitement, or taboo. From a coaching perspective, if you notice this pattern in yourself or in a man that you're dating, and there'll be little breadcrumbs that kind of set off your intuitive senses, assess whether he can distinguish between genuine affection from fetish. This will also play a part in the type of, if he does, explicit content or adult content he watches. That is something to have a discussion on when you're in a relationship. When you go from like just the talking stage, just getting into a relationship with a person, these things are important because they reveal a lot about him. Understanding how to distinguish this, or if your partner or potential partner can distinguish this, can help you evaluate whether this man knows how to protect or participate in disrespect toward black women in the process. If he is always campaigning and championing whiteness and Eurocentric beauty standards and how he moves, it is a very strong possibility he is an unsafe person for you as a black woman to be bothered with. Third point, peer validation and male approval seeking. Men only care about what other men think unless a man, or I should say until a man hits a certain point of maturity, and some men never reach it, they are living and dying for other men's validation. If a man's identity is heavily shaped by the male gaze, which is the case a lot of times, especially from men who hold misogynistic or anti-black beliefs, he prioritizes what the boys think over his partner's well-being or dignity. He allows disrespectful behavior, so N-word usage from non-black friends, jokes, colorism, in order to maintain social standing. I think this is especially true when you are dealing with a man that is biracial and has it could be, but especially if he has a white mother or a non-black mother, as well as men who are very brown skin or dark skin, and you see he has a lot of featurist, fetishist type tendencies. Prime example of this, in my opinion, is somebody like Shannon Sharp, and the way he has moved, the scandals he has been caught up in, how he speaks about black women, etc. Pay attention to these things. From a coaching perspective, I want you to evaluate how much of this man's behavior is driven by insecurity, conformity, or fear of losing male validation. Identify whether he has the backbone required for a mature partnership. It is also very important for your safety to assess this early. And I've said this before in a dating tip I've published here on my channel. If you are just like a man's type, or if you are nothing like his type, you need to ask questions, because both are sending a message that you need to clearly understand. If, for example, if you're a carbon copy of his type, you need to ask if he really likes you or just likes the container that you come in, you know? Or if you look nothing like his type, you also need to ask questions, because is he trying to break his own pattern? And because of that, he is more likely, he's new to that. And that is a man that's probably not the safest for you to date, because soon as his friends become aggressive or clown you or do something disrespectful, he is more than likely going to acquiesce and hop on the bandwagon. Be very, very careful with those type of men. Honestly, they're probably not in the best headspace or self-esteem space to date, and you need to tread extremely carefully. And the first sign of disrespect needs to be addressed, and probably you need to exit stage left. Fourth point, wealth, status, and proximity to whiteness. So a man's dating choices may be about upgrading his perceived value through whiteness or non-black proximity, not emotional compatibility. So a man that uses wealth/status to gain access to women who previously ignored him. And then he frames non-black partners as symbols of achievement, legitimacy, or escape from blackness. Where you see this the most, I think a very poignant example of this is NFL draft day. You will see more than a few young black men who have usually come from not the best upbringings, maybe in terms of socioeconomic status, and they have these white girls on their arm, right? It is a wild thing to see. And it's also something to take note of. Why is he doing it? It could be genuinely he loves this woman, he's with her, but it could be because he is seeing this as a status symbol in his escape from blackness, escape from the ghetto, you know. So pay attention. A coaching focus I really want to bring to the fore here is to assess whether this man sees relationships as transactions rooted in ego. And as we know, a lot of professional athletes do, but a lot of men do in general. So see if he upgrades from the one that's been his ride or die to get with a non-white woman. Another example of this and we can use in celebrity culture is someone like Kanye West. When he first came out, he was dating a woman named Alexis, a pretty black woman named Alexis. Can't remember her last name, but she was like a Delta. She had her stuff together. As soon as he really got that mainstream attraction and attention, what did he do? He pivoted and he was dealing with Amber Rose, and then he married and had children with Kim Kardashian. He dealt with a woman that looked with like a carbon copy of Kim when they were estranged, and now he's with his current wife, Bianca Censori, I believe, who is also a non-black woman. And I perceive it as in his mind, he thinks he's winning, he's leveling up, etc. So when you see this, explore whether this man has a scarcity mindset or deep fear of choosing a black partner because he associates blackness with struggle or vulnerability. These are things you do not want to dismiss. They're very important and they will impact your relationship. Now, the fifth point I want to bring out is disrespect toward black women as a bonding mechanism. There are a lot of men in general who disrespect women as a form of bonding. I've seen it at work in corporate environments many times where a lot of men, these are mainly white men, but the point remains the same. They are talking about how much they hate their wives, they hate their kids, etc., as a bonding mechanism. You see this even more with black men who participate in misogynoir. So these are the men who will participate in or tolerate anti-black woman rhetoric to align himself with non-black partners or male peers. You also see this a lot in interracial relationships where there's a non-black woman, usually a white woman, and a black man, and the only reason they are together is over their shared hatred for black women, even though black women never did anything specifically to either of them. These are the black men who allow non-black partners to disrespect or to humanize black women up to and including their own biracial children. That is why a lot of biracial children, especially biracial girls who have non-black mothers, specifically white mothers, have a lot of trauma when they grow up, have a lot of dissociation when they grow up, and they may never fully have confidence because they've been beaten down and torn down all their lives because their mother basically had their own in-home punching bag in this half-black little person, especially a female, to torment. These are the men who also and allow their partners to use stereotypes like gold digger, angry black woman, and undesirable as a justification for his choices and his disrespect. So coaching focus here I want you to pay attention to is assess whether any potential partner can love a black woman without needing to degrade black women collectively. Watch how a man speaks about black women. A great way to gauge this early on in the process is to talk about stuff celebrities are going through, i.e., when Megan Thee Stallion was going through everything with Tory Lanez, there's a lot of black men who showed their butts about how much they have a deep-seated hatred for black women when a black woman is defending herself against harm caused by a black man. Do not get my comments trying to dispute whether he did it. He did it. He's in prison for it. His last appeal just got denied. So I don't want to hear it. But that is a great way to kind of gauge that, is to talk about things going on in pop culture that are relevant to it. You know what I mean? And then another point I wanted to bring up from a coaching perspective is determine if this man is capable of protecting, cherishing, and being in solidarity with a black partner. 9 times out of 10, he's not, when he is using a lot of anti-black rhetoric, has a lot of issues toward black women in general, has a hatred of black women, hates his mother, has kids with non-black partners who are derogatory, disrespectful toward black people. All of those are signs, and more than likely, he is not someone you ever need to have in your circle. He's probably more harmful than good, and he could potentially put you in a very dangerous situation. All right, y'all, let's land this plane. Conversations like this are heavy, uncomfortable, and honestly overdue. But they matter because they shape how we see ourselves, how we choose partners, and how we protect our emotional and cultural legacy. If this video pushed you, challenged you, or opened your eyes to patterns you've seen in your real life, drop your thoughts in the comments. Your voice adds depth to this community, and you just might help another woman connect the dots in her own dating journey. And if you want to go even deeper into discernment, boundaries, self worth, unlearning toxic dating scripts, and building the emotional mastery that attracts aligned love, join my exclusive coaching community on Coffee. That's where the real transformation happens. Private teachings, monthly workshops, deeper conversations, and tools you can't get on YouTube. If you're ready to date intentionally and to protect your peace, the link is waiting for you. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself, stay discerning, and stay powerful.